So what I was looking for was a way to efficiently carry some of my larger lures all the way up to 7 inches or so outside of a a plastic Plano box or something like that. And so what I thought of was this little thing here. So this is just a generic shaving can that you get, and I figured I could turn this into a container to carry those types of lures. So let's see what it looks like when it's done. Pop the top right off. You can keep a lure in there. This is a 7-inch lure you could use for pike or muskie. So I'm going to show you real quick how I went and did this. Alright, so the first thing is when you take the cap off, you've got this little thing here where the shaving cream comes out. If you pop this off, you just use a screwdriver or whatever else you have, you're going to see there's this nozzle inside. And the first thing you want to realize is that this can is probably still pressurized, even though you've emptied all the shaving cream out of it. So you can continue pushing if you want to, and you may get it all out. But I prefer just to take a nail and a hammer, punch a little hole through the top here, and get the pressure out. Okay, no big deal. Next thing you want to do is get a pair of pliers and just start working this metal edge around so that you can pry this piece out of the main container here. There's a rubber washer that sits under here too, so that may take a little bit of time, but just take your time and don't ruin the outside of this. Just pry that up and get this thing out of here, and then when you get this off, you're going to see that there's actually like a foil bag in here, and that's what actually holds the shaving cream. Alright, so here you can see I've been prying this up. Doesn't take very long. There we go. Watch out for sharp edges. Pull that out. Little foil bag in there. That's all that's in there, and we're left with this. Alright, the next step is just take some tin snips, and you're going to work your way around. You're going to cut through. You're not going to cut all the way to this lip. This is the lip that's actually going to help keep the lid back on, or keep the lid on when you put this on. You just kind of want to cut around a circle right around in this area all the way around, and then we're going to roll that edge over. Trust me, this is a lot easier to do when you're not looking through a camera viewfinder. So you'll be left with something that looks like that, and then we're going to start rolling this edge over. Alright, so before I start this, I did take a little rat tail metal file and just kind of took down some of the burrs that were here. And all I'm going to use to roll this over is just a punch. And it's got that smooth edge on it. It's metal. It's going to roll this aluminum real nice. And you're not going to want to try and do this all at one time here. You're going to just kind of work that edge down, get it pointed in the right direction, and then go around again and continually do this until it gets rolled all the way down like you like it. So there you can see we're getting it started. And we're just going to keep going. Alright, so I think you're getting the idea there. I'm going to finish this up. Alright, so to get that final roll, I think this tool works really nice because you can just get it in there and just get that tip up there and roll it up so that it's not sticking out. You're not going to catch your finger on it or anything like that, and go ahead and finish it off. So you're left with a nice, rolled finish. You've still got this little ridge here. That's what holds the cap on. So you can put the cap on back, just like that. Or if you wanted to use this to hide things possibly, you could stick this back on and then put this cap back on. So you could use it for hiding things within the house. You could use it to house these fishing lures, like what I mentioned in the very beginning. You might be able to use this for some sort of camping thing, maybe a fire starter in here, that kind of stuff. So I'm sure there's a million uses for what you could use this for now that it's been emptied out and you're able to put stuff in it. For the fishing use, the lure use, the one that I showed you here in the beginning, the one that's done, I drilled a couple holes in the bottom, so if the water does get in there, if you put a wet lure in there, that type of thing, that the water can drain out. So